But today we are actually going to be talking about here in the beginning. We're going to be talking about some 9.2 stuff. Just very quickly to go over it so you guys can consider it and think about it too. And we can have some conversations about it. Today I want to talk about the 9.2 profession related stuff. And I specifically want to talk about the materials. And the reason I want to do that is because, of course, you guys saw that this is one of the things that we saw on the mission table. There is new missions that are going to give these new materials, right? So other than that, they're obviously going to be used for the legendaries, but we want to see what they're used for so we can try and think about how good the demand and also potentially the supply will be for some of these items. Because it's very important to think about this before the patch starts, so you're ready to either invest or farm or go for something specific, whatever it is that you want. So obviously here we have the new Vestige of the Eternal, which is the same Vestige of the Origins. This one just makes the rank 7 base legendary instead. And you can see there's 4 different ones, obviously, right? Leatherworking, blacksmithing, jewel crafting, and tailoring. And it combines the use of some of the new materials with some of the current materials that we have. And the one that's used the most is going to be the ore, right? The progenium ore. It's used in both blacksmithing and jewel crafting, so it's over 2 things, right? And then obviously we have the cloth, and then we have the leather in the 2 other ones. And I opened each of these up because I wanted to see like what's currently the ways of getting them. And we can see here for the pelt, you can see right here, this is mostly only skinned from rares and elites, this leather. So chances are that this leather currently, with what we have in the PTR, this leather will be very expensive. This will be very expensive. If you can only get this from rares and there's only 7 of them, and then there's 1 mob that has 15 spawn locations, it's and that's not a 100% drop rate. People are going to be camping these rares. Based on this, you can see right here that if we're looking for what it's used for, it uses 1 here, 5 here, 6, so that's 26, 27, and then here 67. So if you're crafting all of these, which a lot of gold makers might be, 67 protogenic pelts is what you're going to need. And depending on how many we get, if it's anything similar to what obviously the current heavy callicite is, this is going to be very expensive. Like, this is going to be very expensive. 3 to 6 from skinning. 3 to 6. And we need, if you want to craft everything that it currently can craft, you need 67. And it drops 3 to 6 from a rare. So this specifically will probably be worth quite a lot. 135. Well, you need 2 white trillium ore and 2 black trillium ore to make 1 trillium bar. So put that together, and then if it's worth it, if there's enough wiggle room, check it like that. Welcome in, Mackenzie. So currently, the protogenic pelts, if this is the way that they are going to stay, this looks like a material that will be very expensive. Next in line, we have the ore. Obviously, people haven't figured out the full farming rotations and the farming routes and all that yet, but you can see how many things the ore is used for here. I mean, it's, probably 100, 200 ore or whatever for all of these. I imagine that this ore is going to be the highest in demand because it's used for so many things in 2 professions. So this ore will definitely be super, super heavily in demand. And I think the price that this is going to have is going to survive a long time. So this is also looking pretty good. And then we have the new silk, which is kind of similar to what we have from the protogenic pelts, But this can also, you can see that the drop chances, this is obviously based on the numbers that Wowhead has, so it might be a little bit different. But so far, it has 9 drop locations from 9 things, right? And it's level... It doesn't surprise me that these things drop from regular mobs as well, and then rares as well. But we need quite a lot of this, so... This, I think, I mean, this is a little harder to say, because if there's any good 2x4 farms with this in there, this might not be surviving as long as something like the protogenic pelt, the leather, because you can only skin this from rares and then 1 mob. So it is a little bit different with this. It's a little harder to predict. But, I mean, early on, all of these materials are going to be great. They're going to be great. Except this one. A little puny flower here, because the flower isn't used for any legendaries. It is used for the crafter's marks, but I have a feeling like I really don't see this flower surviving very long. I think this is gonna die very quickly if we don't get if nothing else is added for the use of these flowers. They're just gonna lose their, you know, they're just not gonna be very great, because you barely need them for anything. And like, yeah, you can mill them, but what's it gonna do? We don't have any new flasks or elixirs, so it's a little weird. But either way, they definitely look good so far. And actually, I want to open that too. We did have somebody sent a screenshot in Manfius's Discord, and they, where is it? He showed a screenshot of what, yeah, it's okay, Satoma. So this was a screenshot of one of the new pouches, okay? So it dropped 4 ore and 6 fish. This pouch is looking to give us an assortment of rare resources. So we don't know the range of how many materials we're gonna get yet. We don't know if it covers the entire spectrum, and we don't know if it also potentially will drop, you know, other resources that aren't necessarily going to be profession related. But so far, this is what we got. This is the first try, so it might be very different, and we might see some more stuff as well. So, you know, we're gonna have to wait and see on this one. But I mean, it's looking very good. I personally think that these materials are going to survive a pretty long time, considering how hard some of them seem to be able to, like, they seem pretty hard to get, some of them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.